Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to The Crossover. Starring Josh Johnson and Chris McGill. Featuring Christina Thorson. And of course, you, the Instagram live chat. Now, sit back and enjoy this week's edition of The Crossover. Powered by Card Ladder.
Yo. T-Caster says, I quit. What do you mean?
Never give up. One of these years, you'll be first.
HB is last. And Jeremy...
You want a trick? You want a little trick?
Yeah.
Anyone listening wants a little trick for next time? Copy the word first to your clipboard, and then when you get in here, paste it.
Ooh, these are pro. That's a pro tip. Pro tip right there. Steve says we've already got a title. Never give up. I'm also going to write down I quit. All right. Next week, I got this, says T-Caster. All right. Don't give up. Intergalactic says, where is Old Man Mayo? Oh, boy. He's getting spread thin right now, Intergalactic. All right. Welcome to the crossover. Today is Friday, March 10th, 2023.
This year's going by quick.
What's that?
This year's going by quick.
It is, yeah. It is. But the market was supposed to be setting new all-time highs by now. Okay.
Today's not a good day for the market. Banks are closing left and right.
Oh my God. All right. Mail days. Do you have any mail days?
I don't. Do you?
I do. I have 3. All right. First up for mail days, let's do this one. 2017 Prism Gold Levy and Bell.
Ooh, nice.
Number 4 of 10. And with this acquisition, I'm now 2 away from completing the plain years Le'Veon Bell Prism Gold run. I need
Nice.
2014 and 2019. And the 2019 is never sold. So putting out an APB to help me get the last 2. All right. Also, I love 2017 for football because it's the Mahomes rookie year.
Yep.
Just hits a little different.
Yep.
Okay. Next up, a Jokic Select Die Cut Gold, just cuz. Lucky 7 of 10. Anybody wants to keep on selling these for $120, hit me up. And then, Josh, I'm so nervous to show you this because you're going to laugh. All right, let's go. Rudy Gobert.
Why are you nervous to show me this?
I don't. It's a new lane for me. But this is a PSA 10 Gobert Select Gold rookie. They didn't have the 3 tiers back then, and it's one of his best rookies. And I've come to appreciate Gobert quite a bit. So
Did you get that at the Dallas show?
yeah, I did. I did get it, but I had my eye on it before the show. Shout out to Baldy. Eric Baldonado for selling me this, but I knew he was going to have it, and then I saw it at the show, and I was like, yeah, it's a slick card.
Nice.
So Rudy Gobert joins the PC.
Yeah, that makes sense. He's a analytics stat guy.
He is. He really, really is. His game will go down well in history, I think. And I still am scared of the Timberwolves as a fan of 2 other teams in that conference.
Yeah, we have a lot of teams bunched up and in that race, and it's like we don't know who's going to play who and what round at this point. It's all up in the air.
Yeah, for sure. And shout out to Greg in the chat, who he acquired a massive, massive card from Eric Baldonado at the show today. One of Josh Green's best cards. Okay. All right. Yo, Greg, chill, Greg. Yo, chill, man. Okay, all right. lots of great questions. Christina, do you want to show up any mail days? No. Okay, lots of great questions. We don't really have any announcements to make to my knowledge. So let's jump right into it, Josh. All right, first up from AP Cards 23. Did the Carolina Panthers just do the hobby equivalent of buying an 86 Fleer Jordan for $700K? Did they just overpay grossly? Because what they the Bears sent them the number 1 overall pick this year, and then the Panthers sent back this year's number 9 pick, this year's number 61 pick, then a first-round pick in 2024, a second-round pick in 2025, and DJ Moore of my fantasy football team.
Well, this is your thing, the Bears. What did you think?
The Bears.
I am a little nervous about this.
What?
They needed to offload the top pick because we already have a quarterback. Quarterbacks are going to be drafted at the top, but you still just hate to lose the number 1 pick. I don't know. I have a little bit of FOMO about missing out on the number 1 pick, even though we weren't going to use it. But it's just like, what if the next Mahomes is taken with that number 1 pick?
Yeah, it wouldn't matter anyway because the Bears literally passed up Mahomes himself.
There we go.
Well,
So
Mahomes is the number 10 pick, and I have the 9.
Yeah. All right. Well, we do have the number 9, and we've got plenty of places to upgrade at. What do you think about the trade?
I think it's a great trade for the Bears. I hope the Panthers know what they're doing. Or, I mean, the Panthers clearly have someone that they're going after strong, and they better be sure because DJ Moore is their number 1 receiver. They lost their number 9 pick, another first-rounder, 60. That's a lot. I thought the Bears did good because what you want to do if you're trading away the first pick is stay in the top 10, get another year's number 1, get another number 2. They got 2 more number 2s and get a good play. I mean, I thought they did well.
Yeah, it's hard to say they didn't do well, especially given that they just didn't have any use for a number 1 pick. They just didn't. So Justin Fields now is going to have DJ Moore, and who will be by far the best wide receiver he's ever played with. Plus, we still got Claypool. We still got Khalil Herbert in the backfield. Like, we've still got weapons. So
yeah.
I'm curious to see who they're going to take at number 9 now. All right.
Yeah, I hope the Cardinals trade the 3rd pick. We have so many holes that I'm like, I'd rather have 5 draft picks, over the next 2 years.
Yeah, I hear you. All right, what are we doing here says the Mint Collective is right around the corner. Have you been practicing your Papa Shot? Because there's apparently going to be Papa Shots. Like that arcade game where yeah.
I love those games. I'm pretty good at those.
Let's go. Do you have the technique? Like, do you get?
Yeah, like you just showed it. It's like the two hand.
Yeah, the 2 hand.
Yeah.
Okay, all right, let's go.
Dude, I'm not sitting here like doing a full gooseneck form. We don't have time for that.
No, definitely not. Definitely not. Are you looking forward to the Mint here coming up in 2 or 3 weeks? 2 weeks,
Yep.
Really? 2.5.
Yep, I'm gonna be driving to Vegas, just like you guys.
Oh, let's go. What car are you taking? The Honda?
Nope, I did a rental car too.
Yeah, that's the way to roll.
I don't feel like pounding my Honda that far and risking it. It's a little far.
All right. Christina, do you have any announcements you want to make that are Mint related?
We announced the card ladder panels.
Okay. Yeah. And what are they?
The first one is collectors to corporate.
Collectors to court. Why don't you come over here?
I'm not working or anything. It's fine. Hi, guys. So the first one is collectors to corporate. Who's just pulling up the thing right now. I'm moderating that. It's about hobbyists, collectors, small c, who get into the industry on the business side. So a lot of people think when you work in the hobby, you're a dealer. You're going to shows and you're buying and selling cards. Not always the case. We have Suze, who has been in the hobby on the industry side for a long time, and she's now at CSG. Jeremy Fullerton up top, Jeff of Panini, you guys know him as Pack Geek, Jack Archer at PSA, and Billy Celio from Upper Deck. And then we also have a second panel called Collecting Cards After the Bubble. And I know this is what the crossover audience really wants to hear. And this is with Justin, 610 Sports Guy, who we had the pleasure of seeing today at the Dallas Card Show.
Not 610 Sports Guy.
Some weirdo named Joshua Johnson, and some guy who called and begged for months on end to be on a panel named Chris McGill.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
All right.
You know what we should do, Chris? When we get up on stage, you and I should just be like, you know what? We talk about this topic every Friday. Just go back and watch our clips. Justin, why don't you take over? Let's hear what you got to say. You got the floor for the next hour.
That'd be great.
I'm sure I love that.
Yeah.
He loves talking. Did you guys see him today, you said?
Yeah, we saw him today. Yep.
Nice.
Yep.
Saw him from across the room.
Dude, he actually spotted us, which is definitely...
Well, he's got like that. He's like got the bird's eye view. He can see everything.
Well, that's okay. So I got in trouble because I was talking to him. He messaged me and he was like, "Are you guys coming to the show?" And I was like, "I'm here, but I don't see you. Are you sitting down?" And he got offended by that because I was like, "I would have seen you if you were standing up."
Yeah. Yep. All right. So there you go. There's your Mint propaganda. So hopefully see many of you guys there in 2.5 weeks. All right. Next question. Cardboard Insights says, has our hobby fallen prey to solutionism? Are companies and people just trying to come up with solutions for things that aren't even problems?
Yes.
I feel as though the hobby is in a great place for collectors, and I'm having more fun than ever. But I think of how it would be less fun if the challenges were removed. I think of other hobbies and what they would be like with overblown solutionism. So, for example, in the hobby of knitting, it seems like knitting would be less fun if a machine did it. In their pursuit of making the hobby less brutal, will fanatics try to solution out the fun without realizing it?
Man, I mean, the question answers itself, doesn't it?
Yep. I think it does. I think that's it.
We talked about this a lot last week, where we were like, what we want is nothing, and we want things to stop. So this is kind of hitting on that again. Maybe they listened and formulated a question around that, but totally agree. I mean, that's one of the most annoying things that happened over the last 2 years was like us being constantly told how our industry was brutal and we had all these issues, and if only we had X, then everything would be solved and better. And I don't know. It seems like the spirit of the hobby itself is already in place. Like it's already situated, and if I have to have tools to improve it, then I wouldn't have been here in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yep. There is something about the hobby, because like so much of the hobby happens underneath the surface. There's something about it when you first join and you look out at the surface and you say, I can improve this. I can come in and make my name, make a splash for myself by fixing and upgrading things. There's something natural about that. I think we've all felt that when we've looked at the hobby, especially early on. But the longer you go, the more you appreciate the things are the way they are, and they make sense being the way they are in a lot of different situations. But great question and observations, Card Insights. All right, Tiger Jordan 311 says, Zion Williamson or Ja Morant, which is the riskier play as of now? And I put this to a poll on Instagram, and it was about 75-25 in favor of Zion being the riskier play.
Agreed. We're basically talking about the mental health risk of Ja versus the physical health risk of Zion. I mean, there's still some pretty pretty good amount of physical health risk for Ja just because of his style of play. But this Zion stuff is getting weird, man. Like, what's going on? He has like one injury and then we don't hear anything from him 2 years in a row. That's just very strange.
Yeah, but there's been other, like, there's been a constellation of smaller injuries. You know, like the one that's got him sidelined right now is a quad injury, I'm pretty sure, and he's been out for months and months. And it has to be a painful season for Pelicans fans who, like, at one point were the like the number 1 seed in the West, you know. So I'm with you. I think it's not even close. I think Zion is a riskier player to collect right now, and I have a hard time getting as worked up as other people do about Ja. I just think, you know, obviously Ja didn't do a wise thing by showing a gun on camera. But, you know, Ja is just, he's just a unique personality. He made a mistake, but I'm almost more intrigued by him as he's done some things that are, you know, not wise, but human. And you know, so many of our athletes that we hold up in high esteem, they're just so flawless. They're just so shiny and perfect and flawless. And I'm on some level, I almost like Ja a little bit more, just because, hey, he makes mistakes and does dumb stuff just like the rest of us.
Like, almost like a 22-year-old boy whose frontal lobe isn't fully developed and has 4 more years before it is.
Yeah, I mean, fair. So was that a slight at boys developing later than girls?
No, the average human brain development is complete at 26.
Right. Mine still isn't complete.
I'm aware.
So waiting for mine to be done. Okay. So yeah, man, I think Ja just became a more interesting player to me, even though I wish he hadn't done what he done. I do wish he hadn't done what he did. Oh my God, I don't know what I'm trying to. My frontal lobe is failing me. I just wish that I just wish for basketball success and off-court stuff gets taken care of. All right, Tasty Card Sandwich. This is a great one. Tasty Card Sandwich says, describe your collection using a popular song title. And mine is, this is what Tasty Card Sandwich says, his is Don't Stop Me Now by Queen. And I thought about one for me. I don't know, do you guys have one ready to go?
No, I wasn't prepared for this question.
I wasn't either, but I still just came up with 2.
You did?
Yeah.
You want to go?
Sure.
All right.
Somewhere Over the Rainbow.
Oh, nice, for your Maxi Rainbow.
And then Gold Digger for my Luca Golds.
That's really good. Okay.
Thank you.
That's quick. All right. Mine was, you remember Nelly?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, he's one of my faves.
Nelly's great.
Yes.
Nelly's amazing. And
Country Grammar? I don't get it.
Okay, that's my song. My song is Country Grammar, but I'm going with the lyrics of Country Grammar. Going down, down, baby. That's my collection. It's going down fast. What about you? What song title would you have for your collection?
Well, I'm really not good at naming song titles on the spot. So I was trying to think of something like related to, like it being the beginning in this long sort of journey or like some sort of marathon. So I thought of Let's Get It Started. Isn't that Black Eyed Peas?
Yeah, yep. That's not the original title of that song, but yeah, that's the radio version.
There you go. Let's Get It Started.
All right, Let's Get It Started by Black Eyed Peas. And then my favorite group of all time is Bone Thugs and Harmony, and they had a song called East 99 Eternal. And so since I'm always preaching eternal collections, I'm going to go with that one too. All right. Cage says, don't let the subs go down. Elton John. I'll play on an Elton John song. Don't let the suns go down. But the subs make sense too if you're talking slab labels. Okay, don't let the suns go down.
What are we doing here says, don't stop believing.
Josh, talk about the Suns, man. I know you went to KD's, what was supposed to be his home opener.
It was horrible, dude. I was like building up to it the whole day. Very excited We got to the arena early, and we like saw the whole team come out for like the last minute, warm ups or whatever. And it was like, well, no KD. So we hit the phones, and it's like, oh my God, you got to be shitting me. He got hurt 20 minutes before we got here, and in the freaking warm ups. Who gets hurt in the warm ups? When does that happen?
Kaminga.
Yeah, it did happen
Stupid.
twice a week. It's so rare.
Super annoying.
Yeah. Yep. But Suns are still winning games.
Yeah.
Okay, nice question, Tasty Card Sandwich. All right, PLB Cards says, Ben Cross Country Runner says, for my collection, his song title is Cry Me a River.
You know what's another good one? Blank Space by Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm missing that neon green.
Right. All right, well, if you come up with any as the show goes on, throw them in.
Chat.
All right, PLB Card says, is there any evidence that cards sold at auction with eBay consignors will sell higher than cards listed for auction by any random person, assuming that they have a few hundred feedback ratings at least and they're capable of taking good photos? What do you think about that?
Oh man, this is your question. You look at that stuff all the time.
Yeah, but I don't have any.
Just like anecdotally.
Anecdotally, I think
No.
yes, still. And I think the reason why is because there's 100% confidence that a big consignor is going to take your money and ship you the card that you want in an orderly fashion.
I prefer to buy from those people.
Exactly. And you know that if something goes wrong, there's a big entity that's doing business that you can hold accountable if you need to. Whereas, like, when you're bidding on something from someone who's not a consignor, not a known consignor, I always just feel an element of risk involved. Yeah. It's just always just like, all right, now I won. Now I just wait and hope. So, but I don't know. I don't have anything systematic to answer this question with.
I have another reason. Those big consignors always have consistency in their listing titles. Their starting price of 99 cents, running for 7 days. So you always know at least they're maximizing the logistics of using eBay. And the other sellers, just on average, are going to be worse because they do stupid stuff like higher starting prices and 5-day listings and all that. Messed up titles, etc.
True. Okay. Mad City Collector says, I acknowledge that it is fun to talk about prices of cards and how collectors value cards. However, do you feel that calling it a soccer card market, in quotations, market, creates a false equivalency to other markets, such as the stock market, when in reality it is very different? Is there something else we could call it other than a market that would not falsely lead people to believe that it behaves like a stock market?
Yeah, we kind of struggled with this when we first launched Card Ladder. Do you remember? Like, we were looking through graphs a lot and sorting on the ladder and like going through all the, all-time sales history of stuff, and we were like, especially I remember it with soccer specifically, like, do we call it a market? Like, where are we at with this? Because it was kind of a new thing to analyze it that much. I don't know. It still kind of fits because there is so much data around pricing, and these things cost money, so it is kind of natural to like turn it into a market and analyze it. But the spirit of the question is a good point.
Yeah, spirit of the question is a good point, but I'm gonna take it in a different direction. When I think of markets, the first thing I think of is not the stock market. The first thing I think of is like a farmer's market or the supermarket. I think the one who needs to change their name is the stock market. They need to seize their stranglehold on the word market and give it back. And then we can continue calling our thing a market. eBay, what is eBay? It's a marketplace.
Yeah.
I think the word market is accurately used here, more or less. I think the issue is that the stock market needs a new name.
They've
Stock investments.
Isn't it called stock exchange anyway?
The stock exchange. Yeah. Yep. Okay. But point well taken, Mad City. All right. Pack Nicholson back with a vengeance.
Uh-oh, pressure.
Pack Nicholson says, and I had an experience with this today. Does it bother you when people are frivolous with their slabs? I'll watch show recap videos on YouTube, and I feel like people are always just tossing around slabs and slamming them down on tables like they're poker chips when making deals. Is this a tactic to diminish the card and to try to get a better deal? Should I be slamming more slabs? What do you think about this?
Definitely not slabbing them. I mean, I know where you stay on this. You got like sleeves on the slabs and slab guards, and you definitely aren't a fan of the slabs being tossed. No, I agree though. Like, I like my slabs to look nice too. That's the thing that ends up getting presented because the card's not coming out of the slab. So I would hope the slab is also well presentable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah. To treat those slabs with great care, because once they get nicked up and dinged up, at that point your only recourse is to re-slab it, and then
Which is a pain.
it's a huge pain. Yeah. And then even today I saw some people wheeling, dealing, and kind of flinging slabs around, and it's just not great, you know. It's not regarding these things with the value that they should have. And this is me as being somebody who's so lazy that I'll like pile up my slabs and try to move them from like the closet to the table or something and drop them half the time. So,
I remember that.
there's a level of hypocrisy here. But
Those levels to
yeah. All right. Cardboard Insights would like to know, how OCD are you as a collector on a scale of 1 to 10? With 1 meaning you just have a box of unorganized stuff somewhere, and with 10 meaning you need all your cards in the same slabs in the same grades.
the same grades, man. Okay, I'll say a 9 then.
Yeah. I put myself at around an 8 to a 9, because even though I don't practice this, it's not because I wouldn't want it that way if I could have it that way. If I could have everything as a PSA 10, if I just snap my fingers, I would rather have it that way. It's just that I have to make sacrifices. But it does, even when I'm just leafing through the PC, it does annoy me when there's different grades and different slab thicknesses. And that's part of the reason why I bundle them up. I put them in the slab guard and I put them inside of that leather pouch, is because it makes the presentation more uniform. So,
You're a wannabe 10.
wannabe 10, yeah, I'm a fake 10. Okay. Mostly 90s basketball cards says, if you could add serial numbering to one basketball card set, which one would you choose?
Oh, I did think about this one. I did see this question. I came up with 2. If there could be, are we allowed to like add? It has to be an existing card. We can't like add a color parallel.
Why not? You take it whatever way you want to take it.
All right, 96 Topps Chrome. If there was a gold out of 50, that would be so sick. Can you imagine the Michael Jordan Topps Chrome Gold 96 out of 50 with like, and it has to be like the 2006 style where the gold is like the shiny part as well, not like the flat gold.
For sure.
The other one was Jambalaya. That would be nice.
100%. Yeah. Jambalaya and Ultra Stars Gold would be really cool if they had. Yeah, if they had serials on there. Cage also throws out Scoring Kings. The issue with Scoring Kings is that we might not like how many there are. I would love for Topps Chrome refractors in general to have been numbered. That would be cool, because like there are fewer 03. I think Card Channel did a bit on how maybe there's 2,000 or 1,000 in 03. I remember you can figure it out from the pack odds. No?
Maybe. I mean, there's like 200 something PSA 10s of LeBron, so that seems a little low.
Yeah, it does seem low. But I remember you can figure it out from the pack odds. I don't remember what the number
So you would
is, but it'd be cool.
Like I think 2007 is like that. I think the refractor's out of 1500.
Nice. Yeah, because Durant's is out of 1499 or 1500
Right.
or something. Yeah.
Right.
And I like that. That makes Durant's Topps Chrome refractor appealing to me more so than if it wasn't numbered.
Right.
So,
even if it is a high number, it's still numbered.
yeah. Exactly. All right. Art connoisseur. This question, I never thought of this before. Does anyone get nervous about the long-term stickiness of sticker autographs? Will they all just fall off eventually?
I don't know that I've ever worried about it until this very moment.
Yeah, seriously, I am now.
Right.
Right.
Is that adhesive material good for life?
I doubt it.
I doubt it's for life, but it seems like it'll outlive us. Question mark? What about inside the slab? Isn't it like kind of held in a little bit more?
Right. Yeah. That's a good point. Once it's inside a slab, it's... I guess still if the adhesive wears down, though, there's enough room for stuff to shake around. Yeah, it's concerning. It's definitely added another level of paranoia to my
Just add another layer of your products that you wrap your cards in.
yeah.
Another reason to not be pro sticker auto.
Right. Okay. Cardboard Insight says, how would you rate today's NBA versus the 90s NBA as far as style of play? Which do you prefer?
You're trying to get us in trouble tonight, aren't they?
Oh man, they brought some spicy questions to the table.
Have you seen that video circulating on TikTok where it's like we're talking about like the illegal defense and it's like showing Michael Jordan posting up somebody and then like everyone else is like 20 feet away because they can't because of the defense?
Yep.
I always think of that when this question comes up. I know that's like an exaggeration and dramatization of the point, but I like just like the open flow of today's game more than sort of like I get people like that the game was more physical in the 90s, but I prefer sort of this like pace and space, a little bit more offense, more like back and forth kind of excitement.
Yeah. The irony of that is that we basically also have an isolation style game today, but not because of illegal defense, but because of floor spacing. So
right.
We kind of got the same result anyway, but to me, it's not even close. Today's contemporary version of basketball is the best version I've ever seen on film. So, and it's funny, once upon a time, basketball had more than 5 guys on each team. Like the floor used to be crowded as hell. It used to have more of like a hockey theory where like you had some guys on defense, some guys on offense, you just move the ball down. So I just think today's game is so much more pleasant to watch. And I actually go back and I've watched 90s games from time to time. Like I did it about a month ago or so. I don't remember exactly how long ago. And it's not nearly as pleasing to watch. It looks like an earlier version along the evolutionary chain of what basketball looks like today.
Yeah, the like point guard dribbles the ball down, throws it into the post. People wait around for the post to develop and then kick it out. It is a little bit slower.
Yep. And like it's just it's a little bit just it's not exactly fun to just watch a guy go into a crowd,
right.
Just like get hacked and like it's just not a huge...
The game evolved this way, because it's more efficient, like it's better. Teams are getting smarter, coaching's getting better, strategy's better. Like it is better because it's evolved to be better,
Yeah. And then, to give some lip service to the other side, part of the reason though why today's offenses are more efficient is because dude, it's really hard to not foul a talented offensive scorer.
Right.
You either get to move out of the way, or if there's contact, you're probably getting called for a foul. So
yes, just ask anybody who plays against the 76ers.
Yeah, let's go. Yep. So that's that is one of the things that was nicer about that era, I guess, is like a lot more was allowed to go on defense.
So a perfect game for you would be today's style with less foul calls?
I guess so. Yeah, today.
Did you notice, like, with the Super Bowl, like how happy people were watching that game of like just the lack of flags? Like
Yes, lack of
I
flags.
just can't picture a game where there's less fouls and people are like, oh, bring the fouls back, like make it more fair. I want more fouls. Like nobody would ever complain about that.
Right. And the other thing that made the Super Bowl awesome, though, was just it was an awesome display of offensive firepower.
Right.
Final score was like 38-35 or something like that. Like the script, as the script predicted.
I never felt like there was a drive where it was like, oh, if it wasn't for that holding penalty or that pass interference, this wouldn't have been a touchdown. It was like the players earned every yard in that game.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. That's another thing that's nice about today, though, too, is you do get to see a lot of offense in basketball and football. And offense is just more pleasing to the eye than defense is. Like, Patriots Rams Super Bowl 10-3 or whatever it was versus Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl.
Go look at the TV ratings for the 2005 NBA Finals, Spurs Pistons.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Okay. Well,
two defensive teams. All those games were like in the 80s and 90s. No thanks.
Cave says, did you guys have any money in Silicon Valley Bank?
I hadn't heard of that bank until this morning, to be honest with you.
Same here. As a first.
When someone texted me that, I was like, is this like the official bank of like technology in this valley? Or is this like an actual name of the bank?
Right. I read somewhere that they had a lot of entanglements with with venture capital. And so like I think that maybe that's how they got that name. I don't know.
I think they had some crypto ties as well.
Well, that wouldn't. I'd be surprised if they didn't. I have some of those. All right. Jim Cramer said to buy the stock 2 weeks ago. Oh, no.
I think they were also in like Forbes top whatever companies as well.
All right. Mike Pinkerton 50 says, how should eBay change when they get their new general manager of sports cards, a position that they're currently interviewing and taking applications for right now?
Well, this one's so easy. We've been dropping this free nugget for 5 years. Let us know the accepted price and let us know if it was paid or not. Boom, 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 boom.
Just do those two things and, we'll make a lot of headway. But that's not what's going to happen.
No. We've gotten that question so many times that that's like the FedEx shipping insurance answer at this point.
Right.
Why do you think it's going to happen? What do you mean?
Oh, what do you mean? You know what I mean.
Hey, Chris, meet this bus right here I got for you. You just slide under it.
Yeah, it's just, why just do the unglorious, obvious, low-hanging fruit that would increase everybody's trust and confidence? Why do that when we can invent an NFT metaverse network or something? I don't know.
You're saying
yes and no.
it's too easy, like it's too simple. Like someone's got to come in and make a big splash with some new product.
Yeah. Somebody's got to change the game. 504 person said that Silicon Valley Bank was the headquarters of crypto dick butts.
Do you think our customers prefer when we fix things that have been bothering them for a while, or we come out with some big new bang feature?
Our actual customers,
yeah,
they like it, I'm sure, when things are actually giving them problems get fixed. I'm sure of that.
That's what I'm saying. Like, that's can we make that great again, making simple fixes great again.
Yeah, but then the other side of the coin though is that like if we do something that feels flashy or big, that gets the praise of the public.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
It's
Well,
like baseball changing the pitch clock. Like just because it's flashy doesn't mean you're actually gaining more customers.
where would you classify the pitch clock as fixing something that is bothering customers a little bit, or is that a big flashy splash? Because to me, I think it's more of the first one.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've never met a baseball fan that complains that the games are too long. They all seem
It's
to
usually
enjoy
non-baseball fans who don't like it.
Yeah, they all seem to enjoy being bored for multiple hours at a time.
Yeah, I think what's going to happen, we talked about this last week, but I'll just say it again. They're going to change the rule for people like me, and I'm still not going to watch.
Right. Yep, exactly.
Unfortunately.
There's a lesson in that, too. Catering, like, we do this in the hobby, too. We're just going to bitch and moan about the hobby for a while, which is really what the purpose of the show is. This hobby does a lot of catering to people who aren't in the hobby, but maybe potentially could be. And it does very little catering to the people who are already here.
But we did tell them, to be fair, the people that are in the hobby are telling everyone to just not do anything. So
right. Exactly. Okay.
Don't make any changes, please. Just keep making the same parallels and the same releases.
Okay. Drake's PC says, what advice do you have for negotiating a price on a rare
I have a beef with Drake after this question. This is the 5th time he's asked this question in a different variation.
This is a real problem. He says, Drake. Hold on, let me just get
You can't even read it. It's like the same thing, right? You can't even read it.
Yeah, this on a clipboard.
Come on, Mitch.
Like, he just like copies and pastes it every fucking Friday.
We love Drake McGruber.
We do.
He says, great movie, by the way, McGruber. South says, I'd watch baseball if the first pitch of every at-bat was 80 miles per hour down the line. What does that mean?
Down the middle.
Oh, he's saying the first pitch has to just be like serving him up
Like a softball pitch. Yeah.
T-ball.
Home run derby pitch. It's just like the first one, it's going to be a big one. So like it's either a foul ball or a home runner.
Dude, that's thinking outside the box. I thought that was going to go in a different direction. Like the first pitch, you should just like get to throw it at the batter, and if he dodges it, he gets to keep going.
Have you seen basketball? Like we might as well just turn this into basketball.
Right.
Dude, I've been seeing some funny like sports that are not real sports like be presented. Like competitive juggling. That's a thing now. Where you like go and you try and like knock away other people's pins while you are also juggling and they are in a ring. Like,
What made you think of that?
Basketball.
Oh, gotcha. Okay.
Like,
ESPN 8 Ocho.
Yeah. All right. So back to Drake. Drake's PCs. What advice do you have?
Got the giggles now.
What advice do you have for negotiating a price on a rare card that does not sell often when the seller overpaid on that card for whatever reason? Am I just shit out of luck, or do you have any words of wisdom so that the seller's misdoings do not become mine?
Here's what we'll do. Copy paste that. Go to ChatGPT. Copy paste that question and let's see what they say.
Oh my lord! Let's do
Let's
it.
turn this into an entertainment piece on the crossover because we can't answer this question. We've tried many times.
Somebody said I was talking to some people today at the Dallas Card Show, and the guy, he said there should be a new hobby podcast called "What I'm Into It For," because that's all you ever hear on the floor of the show is people telling you what they're into the card for.
Well, I can't do that because I'm into it for this. What?
Right.
What the? Like,
Right. Exactly. Oh no, it's making me. Oh my lord!
It's asking
I have to reset my
credit
password.
card.
I can't do this. Yep. OpenAI is or ChatGPT is making me reset my password. I can't get in. That's because I don't use it. Because it's a piece of garbage. No, I'm just joking.
But seriously.
What?
But seriously.
Yeah. What's your answers? What do you think ChatGPT would say?
Right. Send them a message and say, pretty please.
ChatGPT would say, send the question to the crossover, hoping that they might hear it.
One of these weeks, we're going to have an epiphany, and it's just going to come to us. We're going to know the answer.
Yeah. I don't know, man. This is obvious. This honestly is a big issue, though. It's a big issue that people have paid a lot for cards, and they want to sell the card, but they don't want to sell it at what most people believe is the fair market value.
Right.
So what do you do?
I don't think that Drake is SOL. I think that the seller is SOL.
Yeah, just wait them out.
Yeah.
Just hold tight, Drake. All right. I don't know, Drake. We ran out of advice, man. All right. There's another question similar to this, by the way. Okay.
Also by Drake.
Lameme James with another. Oh no! I can't. I wonder if I could show that actually. If I just like click it from my options. Oh, it does. It doesn't let me click it. I don't think I can show it over this live. Okay.
He's got jokes about Durant injury.
Yep, he does.
Isn't this the guy that roots for Kawhi Leonard?
Okay, here we go.
Guy's played like 20 games in the last 5 years, and now the joke's on Durant.
All right. That is true. The video did have nothing to do with the question. He did send a picture of Kawhi as well in a hard hat.
I did see that one.
Yep.
Because he's played 10 games in a row, and all of a sudden it's hard work.
Okay. All right, let's go.
Less career games? You sure about that?
Okay. That's probably going to be a first-round matchup. Suns, Clippers.
How can you even say that? Right now, it's like, it could be anything.
I know. It could, dude.
There's like 19 games left, and they're all separated by like 3.
Dude, there's a 3-way tie for 6th place. Sixth place has Mavericks, Warriors, and the Timberwolves lost tonight. Okay, so now 6th place, Mavericks and Warriors, 2 middling, pathetic teams, are at 34 and 33 right now. Clippers 35 and 30. But if the playoffs happen today, you would have number 4 Suns hosting number 5 Clippers, which would be an amazing series.
That'd be juicy. I want to play the Warriors in the first round because they can't win on the road. So, like, you just get the 4 wins at home and you're good to go.
Yeah. Exactly. Okay. Lameme James with another spicy question, but I see what he's trying to do, and I know how to dodge it. He says, rank these hobby communities in order, with the first one being the best. Thank you for clarifying that one means best. YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, Reddit, and blowout forums.
Oh, my gosh.
So first of all, Lameme, we're not going to do this because I know what you're trying to do. You are trying to pit multiple communities against us by having us rank them in last.
No.
I know your
You know what?
tactics, and I know your strategy, and I know your mind.
What he's actually doing is Instagram wasn't working for him this week, so he's trying to find number 2 so he can go hang out there because it's not Twitter.
That would be giving him the benefit of the doubt.
He was complaining a lot about Instagram this week, so I would choose to give him the benefit of the doubt in this one.
I do not.
Let's just pick a number 2.
Because we all know that what?
IG's number 1.
I'm gonna throw a curveball here out of respect and fear for blowout.
I like that.
Blowout is number 1. And but really blowout is number 1 because, dude, think about the hobbyists that we respect the most, even on these other platforms, or how you and I met each other, or how so many great people got connected before hobby Instagram, before hobby Twitter, before hobby YouTube. It was blowouts.
True.
And it does have a near and dear place in my heart for that reason.
He also just didn't even include Facebook.
He did not include Facebook. That's how low Facebook is hobby boomer central. I mean, but Facebook also has like these groups with hundreds of thousands of people in them.
Yeah.
It's bizarre. I remember when NBA Hotspot had like 8,000 people in it, and we thought that was insane.
Yeah.
So, but all right, after, and then I don't want to, I don't go on Reddit, so I'm just going to have to ignore that.
I don't even know if they have, they probably have some sports card subreddits, but I don't know of them, so.
Hot Sauce, yeah, they do. I think it's a big community over there. I just don't go on there. Hot Sauce says Grindr brings many collectors together.
According to Jeremy Lee.
What is Grindr? I'm not sure what that is.
I saw Jeremy Lee talk about it on his one of his episodes.
Yeah, that's the only time I've heard of it.
Yeah, me too.
Carvin shouts out Hobby Kings and the Beckett message boards, which predated blowouts. They were the predecessor to blowout as well. Big shout out to those as well. Those are just a little before my time, Carvin. All right, and then, but if I'm ranking YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok, TikTok's last because I can't even rank TikTok, but just like Reddit, I don't go on there. So really it's YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and it's going to go like this. Instagram 1, and then I find myself spending more time on hobby Twitter than hobby YouTube these days.
Yeah.
So I got to go to Twitter 2 and YouTube 3.
I don't do any hobby YouTube anymore.
Yeah, it's tough, man.
The comments are, it's hard to consume the comments. You're basically just talking about the videos, right?
Yep, right.
And the Twitter is more inclusive, and you get more back and forth, whereas YouTube's like, here's a video of me vlogging at another card show.
Yeah, something about Twitter in general, not just hobby, but in general, is that Twitter is the only social media platform where you really can't control who replies or what they say to your content. Like Instagram, right. You can delete comments. You can do story posts. YouTube, you can delete comments. If you want, you can completely insulate your content bubble from people or things that you don't want said or seen. But with Twitter, anybody, and 99% of it, over half the time, let's say, it's just trolls and people clowning, which makes Twitter very entertaining. But when you send a tweet out, unless you know to click that button to turn off all comments, all replies, that tweet can be interacted with by anybody. And sometimes, when I'm on Twitter, I click a tweet and I read all the replies. It's just, there's something different about Twitter. That's what I'm going to say. Yeah, see, Lamine was trying to pump that Twitter hobby stock. He's trying to make a come up with it.
Yep.
All right. Timmy D21PC says, I have a couple of coworkers who know I collect, but they do not collect at all. We've all been there, Timmy. This week, I discreetly asked what their favorite teams and players are. I'm headed to the Nashville card show tomorrow to pick up a nice card for each of them as a gift for being awesome to work with.
Oh my God.
I'm hoping they like the cards, but also consider starting a collection. So this is a devious plan that Timmy's unhatching. My question is, have any of you had card gifts given to you? Or have any of you given card gifts or received card gifts that meant a lot to you?
I always get my father-in-law a card every year for Christmas.
And how does it go over?
So I got him like, well, he has them every time I go into his office. He's got one extra card display. He's got like 5 cards. Like he'll tell me his favorite player for the year in baseball, or he'll tell me his favorite card that he owned as a kid. So I go and get that one in a low grade, and then so he's got like this year I got him a Paul Goldschmidt because he was the MVP. So I was like, and he always liked Goldschmidt when he was on the Diamondbacks. So I was like, gotta give him a Goldschmidt. So I always look forward to giving that gift.
Yeah, it's a great gift to give as a collector, to buy and give people cards.
You did this, didn't you?
I've done this many a time.
Yeah. How did that work out for you?
Well, it's funny. People react so differently. Like one guy, I gave him a card, and he was like, "What's this worth?" And he's like, "Oh, this is cool. This is going to be an investment, and I'm just going to put this away." And I'm like, "All right, it's like that. That's the track he's on." But then another person will give him a card, and they'd be like, one of my coworkers, I gave her a card, and she was like, "Oh, my dad will love this." She's already regifted it. She regifted it immediately. I don't know. I don't think it's ever forged a new collector. Let me just say that.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, right? Where the only way, like we've talked about, like how do you get someone into collecting, and we've kind of pivoted into like you can't, you kind of they have to kind of discover it on their own, or otherwise they're never really gonna truly love it and stick with it.
Right. Exactly. All right. And the more you try to sell it to them, the more they're just like, eh.
They have resistance.
Yeah, people just naturally are going to resist. Next question is from Kobe Rookie Chase.
Well, good luck, Timmy.
Good luck, Timmy. Timmy, your heart's in the right place. And it's a fun question.
Yeah.
All right, Kobe Rookie Chase says, in an ever-increasing world of automation and artificial intelligence like ChatGPT, I can't help but feel this is the new crypto, isn't it? I can't help but feel that sports in which actual human beings challenge other human beings at the peak of their physical talents, I can't help but feel that sports will be appreciated more and more. Do you agree with this? And do you think this has any impact on sports cards in the future?
Oh man, this is like your thing, Chris. You did a whole thing about this.
I've got a bit about this. I'm not in the mood to rehash the whole bit, but the bit basically is yes. The more things become digital, and the more we become detached from just the normal physical stuff of life, the more that those rare physical instances are gonna be appealing to us. So, yep, I'm right there with you, Kobe Rookie Chase.
That and like the sports being where the majority of our heroes and idols come from in society relative to 10, 15, 20 years ago.
Yeah, absolutely. All right. Vinny Slaverino says
AETS.
yes, always enjoyed the show. I know you aren't big into unopened wax. Is that true, Christina?
That is not true.
That is true. You're into opened wax.
Right?
But you are into
open wax.
But you are into big data. So what data points do you think would be useful to start pulling together a population report of unopened wax with a reasonable confidence interval? How can you figure out the print run of number of boxes made? Would you use how many cards are graded in the set? Is it something else? When you buy unopened wax, especially vintage, you really just have no idea how many others are out there because there's no population report. Thanks, Vinny.
Man, That's a tough one. Can you even do that? Like, pack odds are hard enough, let alone trying to figure out how many boxes were created and how many are still open, and that's tough.
Yep, there once upon a time in the 90s, Vinny, this isn't speaking to vintage, but in the 90s, you could calculate print runs by pack odds as long as there was a serial numbered card that you had pack odds for. You could reverse engineer all of it. With vintage, man, I have no idea. And you really don't even know how long the printing continued for, like,
Yeah.
there's just, but serial numbering, this is another place where that just, that solves a lot of different problems. So, Cage, not even a chance that we can do that one, buddy. Maybe Josh can just say A, B, or C.
Who leaves the cage?
Huh?
You want me to say who wins?
Yeah, A, B, or C.
C. Old man strength.
Nice. Old man strength is hard to deny. Okay. All right. So, Vinny, look, man, that's a very big problem, buddy, and I just don't think there's ever going to be a way to solve that one, dude.
That's kind of the part of the intrigue for people that collect unopened wax, right? Is you don't know how much is out there, and the population can never go up; it can only go down, and it will go down because people like Christina.
Correct.
Yes, people like Christina.
Christina, go get what you got. Christina,
Did you enjoy opening that? Did you enjoy opening the hockey box live?
She enjoyed it, and you know what was terrible is she wanted to get Robertson, the rookie, and she got a rookie named Robertson. It was just the wrong one.
Ugh. She'd have a pretty popular breaking channel, I feel.
Yeah, it would do okay. Just the problem is she wouldn't want to break for anybody else.
Yeah.
You just tune in to watch her open her own. Okay.
No. Oh, okay.
All right. So this is what we got today
Oh, I know those boxes.
at the DCS, at the Dallas Card Show. One of these.
You're gonna keep those sealed?
Well, one
No.
of these
Come on.
Jordan Riker had picked up for me at the Houston show, because at the Dallas show 2 months ago I was asking about these. I was like fiending for one of these. And then he picked one up, and then he was gracious enough to keep it and to sell it to me at the price that I paid for it back then, even though these boxes have gotten hot. And then we just bought another one today just because it was there and it was for a fair price. And we're definitely going to open.
Double your odds of that booth.
Yeah, doubling our odds.
They're getting open tomorrow.
So there will be an Instagram live on Christina's page of us lighting money on fire.
Let's go.
So
Well, this is how you start your own breaking channel. You open your own stuff and goes from there.
right. So yeah, that's gonna happen. Here's a thought. The bounty that was issued for the Luca
Mhm.
Black should have made the box price go down.
Fact.
And I'm going to tell you why. Anybody who knew that the Luca Black was anybody who believed it was still in a box didn't think it was going to be worth $1.5 million. They thought it was going to be worth more than that, for sure. When the big dogs in the chase for that card come out and they set the bounties at 1.5 and 1.6, to me that was like, oh wow, these guys have pulled back of what they would pay for this card. And to me, that should have made the price go down, because if the whales are only willing to go 1.5 and 1.6, and we thought the price of that card was maybe more like 2.5 or something, closer to what the Logo Man NT RPA went for, it should have brought the prices down. Should have brought the prices down, and maybe in the long run it will. So that's been a real mystery to me. Is like, did people just, I don't know why. I don't understand why that made the price of those back. I mean, I do get it. Like, the supply is being cut down. breakers have taken an interest in buying these cases. They're driving up the price by competing against each other. Obviously, we get why it happened, but if you really think it through, it doesn't make sense. And the price of those boxes makes no sense. You have to pull like one of the 3 best cards to make your money back if you're opening a case.
Well, there's your mistake. You assume other people think about it and use logic. So what are you doing?
Yep. Yeah, what am I going to do? I'm going to buy a box of it at the stupid price.
Yeah. I was like, as you're talking, I'm like, didn't you just buy one?
Yes. Yeah, because I'm not exempting myself from being a part of the dumb people.
There you go. Well, if you pull it, then you can happily say no thank you to your bounty and keep it, and your value is still 2.5 million.
Like the fact that you think that I would move that card if I pulled it would be laughable. Like you do not know me if you think that I would ever sell that card.
Yep. That we'd grade it at the mint.
Yep.
Take it to PSA right at the mint and say great.
With a security guard? You need security guards around you.
With security, with a full detail. And we'd pull
Maybe
up
Ken can loan you his security guards.
in a Brinks truck. Or just in an Escalade with shooters, with snipers in the trunk ready to pop out.
Yep.
John Morant and his friends.
I knew that was coming.
John Morant and his posse.
All right. Hot Sauce Sports Card says, what percentage of hobbyists keep faithful to their main PC and don't cheat with a side PC?
So are we cheaters then? Is that what he's saying?
We are misogynists, or that's not the right word.
That is not the
Polygamous.
word.
What's the word?
Polygamous. Polygamous.
We are not.
What's the word for somebody who's not faithful, who has lots of different partners?
Polygamous. How many times have I said it?
Polygamists. We are. I mean, that sounds weird.
Polygamous, like you marry multiple, not like.
Well, maybe that's what he's saying. He's saying we're married to our side PCs and our main PC.
Oh, they're like sister wives.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, this is weird.
This is weird.
This went in a direction.
I was not prepared for this direction.
What percent? Like 5?
I'm foreseeing someone cutting Chris saying we are misogynists.
On this show here on the crossover.
Oh, that's only like the 20th most stupid thing I've said on this show.
Well, do we have to now say the crossover TM? Do we have to now add that since people are stealing our title?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
Stealing our title.
I don't know. We'll see.
Oh.
TM. We can start TMing it now.
Yeah. I mean, so what percentage of people do you think have side PCs? I think almost everybody.
Yeah, like 95.
Yeah, a huge number. Huge number, Bill. Shout out, Bill.
Because eventually you either, you have trouble finding more cards to add to your main PC and you want to do something else,
Mm-hmm. 100%. Like, you reach the upper limit of what you can collect and afford.
Yeah, like you've hit it with 2 guys, it seems like, Jordan and Luka to a certain extent.
Yep. 100%. Okay.
When the stuff that you can't afford in your player is stuff that you would rather not actually have, that's when you need a side PC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because we're card specific. Like, we'd rather keep collecting golds of other players than we would buy base cards of our PC guys.
Yep. All right. Ben Cross Country Runner 1
Nailed
says,
it.
yeah, thank you. Says, please discuss Top Shot. No. And
That's the title. Please discuss Top Shot. No.
and $70,000 Kobe star dates. So
Oh,
he wants discussion about just collapsing markets. Please.
Dude, do you remember how angry I was about that Stardate card?
Why don't you remind me? Give me.
That was like my number one. That was like the face of what the fuck is happening for me. Because that card went from like $3,000 to like 70 grand, and the pop is pretty high. It made no sense to me. There was plenty of them available. Like the Jordan kind of made sense. Like it's like a card that shows up a lot, but it's very very front and center. It's like kind of known as the most commonly popular card of all time. But the Stardate card made no sense to me, and I just saw people pumping the crap out of it, and that came crashing back down.
Yeah. Yes, it did. There were that one had like overt manipulation as well.
Yes.
And I remember it because people were faking comps of that card and trying to get us at Card Ladder to document them.
Yeah.
And then when we would say no because this auction was 3-0 feedback bidders going against each other, and there's cheaper copies available on eBay right now, people got upset about that.
They got real mad.
Yeah, people got
They
upset.
start swearing.
Yep. Now, do you want to discuss Top Shot, Josh?
That still exists.
Yeah, it did $2 million in the month of February. And
Oh,
They're also
wow.
they're also one of the sponsors of Mint.
whoops,
They did 2 million in the month of what?
February.
Oh.
February of this year, they had revenues of around $2 million.
Sports cards did 180 million in the secondary market alone.
Yes, but 2 years ago, Top Shot did like $230 million in the month of February.
Oh. Up and right, slow up and right, my friend. That's the name of the game.
Yes, it is. Okay. 90s b-ball cards, the great Jake. He wants to know, how's all that 2019 wax that people were, quote-unquote, investing in?
Oh, is he talking about John Zion now?
Yes.
Well, John Zion?
Yeah. Jake wants not like a big wedding style dance, but he wants just a little shimmy on the grave. Here, 2019 wax.
Mm. Is that wax going down?
I don't know. No, Christina says no.
I mean, it has, but like
2019 Prism wax is in your library
they're all in my library.
on Card Ladder.
All the wax is in my library.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can't imagine it's doing particularly well.
No, but I don't think that's because of like the recent news of Jaw. Like, I don't think it would react that quickly, would it?
Probably not. I don't know. What does the 2019 Hobby Prism box go for right now? What's the last comp?
The last comp was 2 days ago, and it was $13.25.
So
That's like up from February. It was down to $11.50 at one point.
what do those boxes peak at?
On January 16th, 2021, they peaked that week, really. They were peaking at just over $4,000.
Okay. We've seen worse. Definitely seen worse. There you go.
Marvel. Marvel.
Right. there you go, Jake. We've seen
Bless you,
worse.
Josh.
But,
Yeah.
Gazoom's head.
the 2019 wax isn't holding up so well. But you know what? What wax is? How about that?
2018 right now. Prism.
All right. Northwoods Card Collector says, I need some advice. There is someone who has a card I want. I've probably inquired about the card too many times to count, offered to pay over market value, only to be told that the card might be available to trade for something that he likes. What do you do for something that's kind of available but money can't buy it because he's not interested in selling, only trading for something else rare. And if you must know, yes, it is a Peyton Manning card.
Is it?
So unless
Is Drake the one holding? Is this actually Northwood's card collector? Is actually the one trying to get the card from Drake, and Drake is trying to tease Northwood through crossover in how he could get it from him? Because this sounds like a Peyton Manning infight, like Peyton on Peyton crime.
or it could be Peyton Manning collusion.
It could be that. You guys need to quit Peyton on each other.
This question saved itself at the end, right? It had a little bit of an open topic that could possibly go somewhere.
Yeah, it does. I would say this. I would say be careful if somebody says, maybe I'll trade, and here's the cards that I want. Then you're like, all right, screw it. I'm going to go find one of these cards, track it down. Be careful because there's no guarantee that even if you track that card down, when the person who has the other card that you want gets confronted with the trade, they might still say no.
Yep.
I've been in that situation before.
And then you're stuck with a card that you never wanted.
Yeah. And you wasted a bunch of time. So that's what I got to say on that.
Well, if it's like a super mega grail, something that like this is your only shot, this is the only person that has it that you think in the next few years, then, maybe try to get it something in writing or something. If I can acquire this, then you'll do the trade. I'm not sure.
Yeah. South says that you have the maxi out of
Whoever gets that card is just going to have the biggest ransom ever.
I honestly fear that someone does have at least one copy, and they will show up to Mint and be like, how much is this really worth to you?
Right.
And then I'm going to have to say, okay, you can have Hoj, but I need the card.
I would give her the card if she wore a Devin Booker jersey to every game for the rest of the year.
Oof. I saw a guy today at the Dallas Card Show that he had a pink shirt on with a unicorn and rainbows and angels. And the shirt had big text that said, I suck at fantasy football.
Fantasy football, yep. It's got to be fantasy football.
Question, if I wore that Booker jersey, could I hold a sign that says, I apologize, I lost a bet?
No, you have to pretend like he's your favorite and get to really play it up.
She's trying to hack it.
There's only
Trying to hack it.
like 9 games. There's only 9 games left. Just suck it up.
Dude, you would totally do it.
I would totally do it.
Yeah, you would totally do it. All right.
I'd wear a Mavs hat, but I would do it.
She's trying to hack it still.
Yo, on cash, that's messed up, bro, but I love it. Okay, all right.
Ankesh knew exactly where my mind went. It's either him or Momo.
Oh, don't put Momo into this. All right. Denny Card says, with the Dallas Card Show being this weekend, have any of you heard of the concept of selling tables at shows? For example, if you're a regular and you have a table reserved for $300 and you know there's a wait list and people would love to buy it from you for $450. So I guess what I'm asking is, can you please make an app called Card Table and track the market for card tables based on supply and demand?
I wonder what the Dallas Card Show people would think of that. Would they be thrilled at this news?
No.
Right. So I'd probably try to avoid it if I could, knowing that it's not super on the up and up.
Yep. Sounds about right. But Denny, thank you for writing the question, bud. Art Connoisseur says, in the age of stale content, are beefs a real thing in 2023, or is it just lazy content creation?
I I heard a good thing today.
Yeah, go ahead, give the take. Yep. I know what you're gonna say.
Yep. I heard this from a very wise man who's much smarter than I, and it wasn't Chris. To a true hobbyist, the drama is the content.
Because what he meant was
Content creators can't teach you about cards. You know about cards. So your content is their drama.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Makes sense. That's not good for the crossover.
It's like the real it's like the real card collectors of the hobby or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but like if I'm seeking out that type of drama, there's so many other industries that have much better drama. Like I'll just watch Netflix or like I've got so many better choices.
Definitely. Yeah, exactly. And if I want to watch a boxing match, I'll watch Fury versus Wilder.
Right. Real boxing.
Yeah, I'll watch that. I get where everything is going here, though, is that there is going to have to – there's – hobby content is going to keep going somewhere, you know? It's going to keep evolving. It's going to keep going somewhere. It's going to keep trying to get there. So, I don't know, man. I don't know. But, Christina, that take that you gave is a smart take. There's something to that.
It's not mine. I just repeated it.
Yeah. All right. Ben Cross Country Runner 1, back again. Do you think that your backgrounds, with Chris being of a law and philosophy background, Josh being a computer science background, he didn't give you anything, Christina.
That's fine. I have no background.
What is your background?
I don't know. What is it?
Well, if you had to say what your background is, what would you say it is?
I have no idea. I guess higher education?
Higher education. You've worked at many higher
Research
Yep.
institutions? Yeah.
Okay. Well, does your background give you a unique advantage that helps you succeed in the hobby? Hey, Denny says your background is Italian. And Ginger L says your background is claiming Connecticut has the best pizza. Well, what do you say,
Neither
Josh?
wrong,
Has
yeah.
your background in computer science given you a unique advantage? Help
Yeah,
you succeed.
for sure. Yeah, that was
Has building an app helped you in this hobby?
I feel like it's helped me a bit. I've enjoyed that aspect of it for sure.
Yeah. That's just I don't know I don't know if I have any unique advantage. I might actually be at a disadvantage.
No.
In my
shut
approach?
up. No, because you're a great orator.
I am a victim of my background. But I think other people's backgrounds definitely help them. But I think the best scenario you can be in is if you come from a similar background to lots of other people in the hobby, because then you know how the people who make up this market think. And if you know, if you naturally know how they think, then you're going to be able to, stay a step ahead of them if you'd like to. So I think that's one way to have an advantage. My background makes me dive into and overanalyze things, which is good in the beginning because like I'm catching up. But once I dive deep enough into something, then I'm gone. I just get too deep into it, and I start buying Rudy Gobert cards.
Well, the common denominator, I think, with the four of us and our background is that we all come from just working hard. Like we're just used to working for ourselves and pushing forward until something's successful just based on sheer willpower.
That is true. Yep. And my background has made me used to just being subjected to lots of crazy requests. We're just like being constantly asked to do lots of like work. Like law school was just like lots of just reading and work.
I have a background of working for and with Nobel Prize winners. Y'all are not as smart as you think you are. And that goes from top to bottom. Whoever I ever interact with in the hobby, you are not as smart as you think you are.
Why are you raging right now like this?
I don't know.
I mean, me and
a shot to my
we're not Nobel Prize winners.
No, it's not. I mean, obviously, but like.
What a shot to my ego right now.
Okay, all right. Card Hunter 23 says, really, really important question. Colon. I always appreciate.
Well, he put that.
I always appreciate the show, Christina.
Because
There you
last
go.
week you forgot me.
There you go, Christina.
Thank you, Card Hunter 23.
That's not a question, just to be, if you want to get technical.
Right. AP Cards 23 says, I appreciate you three misfits and the show. I'm going to have to show you. Have you ever heard of Vinny Sliberino? Because that guy knows how to open up a question.
That guy he's rubbing off on people now. People are finally learning that that's what gets our attention.
Right. Okay, so AP Cards is keen to get your thoughts. Scoring in the NBA is much higher compared to the 80s.
I was thinking, if you want to be my friend, just say something nice about me, and I'll be your friend. It's just like just a very shallow, easy way to be my friend.
It's tried and true.
It works every time.
I mean, who's going to hate somebody who comes up and says, hey, nice show you got?
Right. Oh, sweet shirt or whatever. It's like, oh, wow. Thanks.
Get out of here, you jerk.
Yeah, exactly.
All right. They say scoring in the NBA is much higher compared to the 80s and the 90s. It's no secret that this is because of how refs are officiating games with soft fouls and allowing a lot of travel and carries. Do you think that this is how the NBA game will stay? Is pure basketball dead? Ooh.
Wow, we know where he stands in that previous question.
Dude, there's a lot of 90s nostalgia basketball going on today.
Yeah. I mean, do we even dare answer it? It's like we're having to basically defend ourselves, right, against a question that's very biased against the 90s.
Right. And we love 90s basketball. Can we just say that too? Like, we love 90s basketball. Cardboard Chronicles opened up with the Round Ball Rock theme song. So, but dude, like, you can never know what evolution basketball might take next. You don't know,
right.
But I think they like the scoring right now. I think everybody likes the scoring that basketball has right now. So, and plus, as South points out, there's less plumbers today. In the
That's a fact. Yeah.
Less chimney sweepers.
Well, I was waiting for these guys make too much money argument next.
Yeah. Dude, that's only going to get crazier when the next TV deal is inked.
Yep. Like, that's why a lot of these teams are like scrambling to get in these long-term deals at $20 million a year, $30 million a year, because they know it's going to get worse.
All right. Brax ball cards. Back. What do you mean? What's that?
Because it's like a 5 million word question.
Yeah, just settle in, Josh. Just get that truly out. Settle in. Because here we go. It's crossover night. It's crossover night. Take a deep breath and say it with me now. Let's go. Got a little fun hypothetical for y'all's tonight, and that's how you spelled it. Hyper. Briggity bras. If you was a grail of a goat. Okay. Grail of a goat. All right. if you were, which brand of slab would you want to be slabbed up in? Now, before you just say PSA and go on with your day.
Yo day. Come on. You gotta say it right. Before y'all just say PSA and get on with your day.
I don't know if you noticed, but I put my own twist on every question.
I'm aware, but
I change
you
little
can't do it
words.
to brats.
I can actually. Think about it from the goats and grails points of view. This is like choosing your wardrobe. Do you want to be uncomfy and sloppy in jeans? No. Or do you want to look so fresh and classy in designer joggies? But here's the thing. Which slab is the jeans and which slab is the joggies? Which is the accurately priced $500 fresh, high-quality Nike kicks made from the best materials, and which is the low-quality crap leather boots? You feel? You feel? Also, feel free to reject the slab and live in a sleeve and top loadie. I won't judge y'all because y'all are my dogs, but others might.
I just want to be naked and free. Raw, no sleeves, no binders. Just let me just hang out on the top of a table.
Dude, he shouldn't have given us that outlet. He shouldn't have let us say raw, because raw is always the best way for a card to be enjoyed.
Yeah, if it's me, I don't want to be stuck in between a bunch of hunks of plastic.
Right. Yep.
You wouldn't be able to breathe.
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
That's all funny.
You could poke a little hole, maybe. I don't know. I just saw like a sympathy in your eyes for cards that are trapped in plastic. Yeah.
Like she puts herself in the shoes of the cards and she's like, oh my God, we've got to free them all.
You gotta free the cards.
She's just like holding a screwdriver and pliers right now.
Yep. Okay. Mr. Diamond Hands says to Josh, go hit the bin on the 2021 Prism Gold and start the gold run. Do you know what he's talking about?
Is there a Durant?
Well, I had to look into this because that was my first thought as well. And there's two of them.
Here's the thing. Remember when I was like, I need to have some patience, and I'm not just going to run out and buy a bunch of Durant cards? Because here's what happens. I buy tickets to go see the guy, and he can't even freaking get in the game. So, no, I'm not ready to start jumping into these cards yet. He disappointed me. Very upset. So,
Completely fair. And probably now is not the best time either.
You almost feel like he's
dude, I don't know.
Josh, like you are all ready for your date with him, your first night out, and you just never
Yeah.
know.
He didn't even show up. He didn't even fucking sit on the bench because he was getting treatment or whatever, wearing his boot, some stupid boot. And also, I have no desire to buy Nets cards, and especially not fucking Warrior cards. People send me cards of him in a Warriors jersey. Fucking puke. You'll never see me buy a Warriors jersey card ever.
No, no, no.
So Sonics and OKC only?
Correct.
Okay.
Plus, Durant has great rookie cards. So,
Yes.
okay.
I like those Sonics colors, the green and the gold.
So, Mr. Diamond Hands, nice try. We respect it.
Is he the seller of those cards? Is that why?
Well, let's see here. All right, I'm clicking on this one, the one that's cheaper for $4,000, and the seller. Oh my God, it's Mr. No, I'm just joking. It's not Mr. Would have been amazing.
$4,000. That card's worth what, like $800, $900?
Probably something like that. I don't know. I've never really looked at the Kevin Durant market, if I'm being honest with you. Okay. And then a question for me. 3CoLA says, Chris, when will you make the vintage plunge? You said the name Kareem on the Stacking Slabs podcast. The vintage guy who intrigues me the most is Julius Erving.
Nailed it.
Julius Erving is somebody who, if I were to try and do vintage, but you know what I think? Anytime I think about doing vintage, I just think God, there's just everything is already settled. The players' left
Right.
is set. There's no debate about what their best rookie card is. They've all already been graded, and they're going to be really tough to find, and the highest grades are low population, and they're all really expensive. And when I just look at the mountain, when I look at climbing that mountain, and I don't really love the aesthetic of vintage, just being 100% honest. I like shiny stuff. When all those factors get taken into account, it just doesn't seem like vintage is in my near future. But I love and respect, gain new respect for those players every day.
The chase is just the grade, which is not something that would seem to interest you much in terms of a chase. Like you're more chasing a specific card or a parallel. You're not chasing a grade ever. So that would be a new thing.
Yeah, exactly right. All right.
I finally get that PSA 9 73 top. It's just not our thing.
Exactly. All right. Mitten State Collector says, draft a starting 5 of your favorite players who only played for one team during their entire NBA careers. Parentheses. If you're choosing current players, they need to have at least played for some seasons. You can't just pick a rookie.
Hmm.
Well,
There's not that many guys.
did John Stockton play his whole career with Utah?
Yep.
He's one who intrigues me. I would love to be able to say Hakeem, but he did the Toronto Raptors thing.
Duncan.
Duncan.
Jokic.
Yeah. Those guys' careers are not. Well, Jokic might retire in Nugget. It's probably likelier than not.
He doesn't say
Yeah.
Giannis.
your favorite players.
Giannis is on the Bucks, but I don't know if Giannis will retire a Buck. I don't know if that's gonna happen.
Dirk.
Kobe.
Dirk, Kobe, Duncan. Russell Westbrook? Wait, no. He's been on 7 teams in the last 7 years.
Oh wait, no.
Oh no.
I can hear him flipping the cans.
Why are you sending shots at Chris Paul?
I don't know.
Steph Curry. That's a great one.
Lillard's
a good one. Magic.
Patrick Ewing's not correct, sir. He played for the Sonics and the Magic.
Oh, Jordan, how dare you? Isaiah.
So trivia, just got owned.
Larry Bird.
I said Larry
That's the
Bird.
one.
That's okay.
Magic Johnson.
Dude, how do you pick? There's plenty of great people to pick there. See, look, now you got South started.
Did Jerry Boy play as a Laker the whole time?
Who?
Jerry.
Jerry West? I don't know.
Yes.
You know, like Jerry, the logo of the NBA.
Well, and since we've just talked about Kevin Durant and now this topic, does it mean more to you? Does it make a player more collectible to you if they spend their whole career with one team?
No.
It kind of does because, like, the rookie cards you collect, and every year that you collect them, it's consistent.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I would say yes, but at the same time, like, I don't care because I'm a player collector and not a team fan.
Yeah. That's about what it boils down to.
Yeah.
Well, let me ask you this, and I'm not saying this because I have a preconceived answer in my head. I really don't know. If Michael Jordan never did the Wizards, but he still came back to the Bulls and had 2, bad, unimpressive, unremarkable seasons. So everything was the same, except instead of Wizards, it was Bulls. And so he has Bulls playing years cards during that tail end of his career. Would those cards be more collectible than they are now as Wizards uniform cards?
Probably. Not by much, though.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's almost like him being on the Wizards makes it easier for all the Jordan collectors to separate that out and focus on the Bull stuff.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. I got to think about that. Okay. Another one from Mitten State Collector. He says the rise of advanced stats allows
Bill
us to better calculate.
Russell.
What's that?
Bill Russell.
Bill Russell?
No, the last question. How did we?
Okay.
Yeah, how did we forget that?
Yep, that's a great one.
Sorry, go ahead.
Okay. So allows us to better calculate a player's impact on the court, especially when the impact goes beyond the eye test. Would collecting cards be more or less fun if we could know the exact value of every card and it could be determined and quantified? So it doesn't need to mean that you pay the exact value to acquire the card, but we can know what the exact value of a card is. More or
Liquidity?
What do you say? Liquidity?
Did you say more or less fun?
Fun, yeah. More or less fun.
Way less fun. That's like one of the biggest pieces of fun for me in the hobby is that there's this unknown or wiggle room in what something's worth. It's like that's what makes physical assets like this more interesting than the stock market is like we don't know the exact price at every second of every day because it doesn't transact enough and it has some mystery to it.
Yeah, way less fun. If there was like a stock market scenario where you just knew what a stock was worth and there was no negotiating around the price, it would be
Boring.
It would be more boring. It would be less fun. It would be less fun. I can't really find any upside to that.
Me either.
Because you already have you can already suss out what the market is, and then the market gets determined by like a back and forth. If it's a private deal, or the market gets determined creatively by like trying to figure out similarly priced things, or the market gets determined at an auction where people duke it out.
Yeah.
I think that even if you thought that you knew the price exactly, all it takes is one collector sleeping through an auction or two collectors needing to have that card right now due to external circumstances in their life. Maybe they had a bad day, maybe one's having a really good day, and they both want to celebrate or like lament through buying a card. Like, for you not to actually know what that card's worth. That human element will never allow you to actually have the knowledge.
True. All right. Don't be hating on these guys. All right. Well, we're at the tail end of the questions from this week. And Andrew Kesey says, I think it's time to give Jalen Dub Williams some respect. The stats back this up. Easy top 3. I don't know what easy top 3, maybe top 3 rookies is what he was saying here.
Which one?
What's that?
Isn't this, there's like a Jaden Williams, a Jalen Williams, and I always get confused by all these guys.
There are literally 2 people named Jalen Williams on the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you which one's better.
Yeah, Jalen Williams is better.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what about Jalen Williams?
Jalen Williams is averaging 17, 5, and 4 over his last 15 games, plus 2 steals. And he's shooting 54% field goals, 45% threes, and 81% free throws. So this guy is like tearing it up for a rookie on efficient numbers. He's been playing really well.
How do you know that's the Jalen Williams he meant and not the other one?
Because I can read numbers. And the other one is going to have numbers that are like nowhere near this.
Do they spell it differently?
Yeah, they do.
Oh, okay.
The other one's numbers are just not good. Jalen, that's how it is. The other Jalen Williams is averaging 7 points a game over his last 15. So that's the difference between them. All right. Yeah, there's a little shout out for Jalen Williams. He's been really good for the Thunder, Andrew. Oh, Andrew Kesey also says, garbage pail kids, show some respect and at least mention them. Sketch cards, go hard. You want to finally give garbage pail kids their due?
Nope.
Like, aren't they just like, what is that? Like, aren't they just like gross Cabbage Patch kids? Like,
Are you just gonna shit on a whole culture of collectors?
pretty easy with one fucking sentence. Aren't just a knockoff of a
Okay,
1970s
oh my God.
baby doll?
Don't take the challenge. All right. Basketball card collector 93 says, if you were to build a card that would ultimately be your favorite card ever, how would you design it and what characteristics would it have? I feel like we've done this one once or twice.
1/1 gold superfractor.
I mean, that's good. That's a good one. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we've done that a few times, so that's about right. Okay, we down to 2. Andrew Kesey says, has anybody else noticed that Panini is not making as many mega boxes?
What's a mega box?
No.
It's a giant blaster that they sell at retail shops, Target and Walmart.
I wouldn't be able to answer that one, Drew, because I just don't. I haven't been looking for them one way or the other. And our final question of the night comes from Art Connoisseur, who asks, does Card Ladder track sealed wax?
Oh my God. Are you new here? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, we do, buddy. Now, we have a lot of leftovers. We still have 12 minutes left, and we have tons of leftovers from the previous few weeks here.
Can I give a plug to a new podcast I started listening to?
I'll allow it.
You're thinking, God, wow, really thought about that one. I was like, you frozen over there? People liked when I gave the plug for All In. It seemed like people liked going to, well, I've replaced All In. I don't listen to it anymore. I'm done with those guys.
Wait.
Way too
What do you mean? You're done with them?
done. I listened to my last one. I'm freaking done with those guys. They're way too snobby now. They spend half the show talking about how their show is popular.
That'll do it. But damn, I mean, that takes a lot to just like cold
Done.
turkey cut them off.
I've replaced it with Plain English with Derek Thompson.
There's an air of snobbiness to that podcast too, in fairness.
He is snobby, but the shows are unique. He has interesting guests. The topics are always very, very unique. He's jumping all over the place. He's talking about TV, politics, social. I think it's interesting. Sports sometimes. And then I just think Bill does a good job picking people for his shows.
Yeah, it is good. That one's in my rotation. Don't always make it through the episodes, but it's a decent show. But
If you're
that one
looking
doesn't,
for something outside sports that's interesting,
Yeah.
I think that's a good one.
it doesn't really touch on markets though, the way that I thought I've never listened to All In because like I didn't jive with the personality of any one of those guys when I tried.
Right.
It just,
That's the issue is like, well, that's the kind of the point. Like you're not supposed to because they're all billionaires and like none of us have anything in common, but we're supposedly supposed to learn from these guys who are in this, tier above us and can kind of give us the inside scoop on what's going on in this different world.
right.
It's just gone to their head too much, in my opinion.
Yep. Fair enough. I can't say I didn't. That always seemed like a real possibility.
Yeah.
When I checked
Yes.
those guys out. So, Christina, Lauren wants to know, what are you listening to these days?
I'm still listening to Norse mythology. I haven't finished that book yet.
Okay.
I've been listening to Clubhouse a lot this week, so I haven't been listening to my book on tape.
All right. What? The Lakers won tonight because I just saw somebody said D'Angelo Russell was awesome. Davis had 8 points in 33 minutes.
The dude is just so up and down, man.
Yeah.
How would he have 8 points and they have 220?
Did you see Kevin Garnett said that this next 2 weeks is the Anthony Davis experiment, and if Anthony Davis doesn't show up for the Lakers, then he expects the Lakers to move him this summer.
Do you see the plus minuses of the starters and the bench on that game?
I'm looking right now.
Malik Beasley's minus 21 and Dennis Schroeder's plus 32.
Holy crap.
And Austin Reeves is plus 26.
Hillbilly Kobe. Yeah, so the bench is that's damn, the poor Raptors, man. They can't quite get it together.
Nope.
Wow, Scotty Barnes was balling too.
Did you ever think when you thought the Spurs would not win a single game that they'd beat the Nuggets, the number 1 seed? What did happen?
Do you know the amount of composing myself I had to do before this show?
Just because of that one game? I mean, Jokic did his part. Holy crap.
Dude, that was the most infuriating basketball game I've probably watched all year, and I've watched Mavericks games.
Didn't Porter get thrown out?
Porter got thrown out.
I don't understand why.
But I'm not mad at him for that. He dunked all over Zach Collins, and then he talked some shit, and then Zach Collins, chased him down and basically, put his head right into him. And then Porter, shoved him away in the neck region.
Oh.
And
Retaliation.
they both got
Double text.
double text.
I don't understand how it's double, though.
Porter got the 1 tech for taunting, and then he got the 2nd tech for probably an excessive neck.
Yeah, it's kind of like why did Booker get a tech when Luke was the one that got in his face and Booker just stood there like that?
Yeah. Why did that was a double tech?
Yeah.
Yes, it was.
Because Booker was the one taunting Luka when Booker was in play.
Oh. Well, we should have sympathy for Booker for what happened to him in the playoffs last year in Game 7. He should get a free pass for life.
I mean, couldn't you say that Luka, someone should call DCF on Luka because...
Okay, stop. Don't one-up mine, all right? Oh, my God. Yeah, that's dumb. Booker said he was talking to the ref. He wasn't even talking to Luka. So...
Oh, I'm sure Booker wasn't lying.
Well, he's definitely taunting Luka, but...
Well, all right. Well, if you taunt, then sometimes you get a tech, sometimes you don't, I guess. I don't know.
Well, they gave him a tech for after the taunt. They didn't give him a tech for taunting.
Yeah, see, that's not right. If the tech is for the taunting, you have to give it right when the taunting happens. But that's like an NBA rule. It's
Correct.
Same thing as if you fall over after a play, then they go review it for the flagrant. So it's like the trigger for a flagrant foul is based on how the player reacts to it. So in every situation, the player should just lay down. And then you go get...
Well, they do. You watch the game.
Yeah, true.
There's a lot of that.
That's fair. Okay. We got 5 minutes here. Let's see.
Just look at this Laker box score. This makes no sense.
The Lakers box score?
It's the most confusing thing I've ever seen.
Because those plus minuses or what?
That plus, how does Davis have 7 shots, and how does Schroeder be your best player other than Russell? It makes no sense.
Yeah. When I saw Davis's stat line, I didn't think that meant he played 33 minutes. Ugh. Malik Beasley was a 1 of 6. Yeah. D'Lo was cooking though. But dude, here's an insight from my over analytical mind. When players rest, especially especially towards the end of the season. Like Russell has been out for weeks. Booker was out for months. Last year in the playoffs, Curry, Clay, and Draymond missed months leading up to the playoffs. When players get to rest and then they come out on fresh legs against these other guys who have been playing for like 5 months straight, they cook. They absolutely cook. And I think that was key to the Warriors winning the championship last year, was that they were on fresh legs. And if I were looking at playoffs this year, I'm looking at Kevin Durant, and I'm saying this guy is going to be on fresh legs going into the playoffs. And I think that's going to be a big factor.
Yeah, that's about the only thing I have to look forward to.
Yeah.
It's about the only silver lining to every week having to deal with a fucking injury.
And like normally you might say, what about like team chemistry? But dude, Durant played 3 games and there was no concern about team chemistry. Like I think it was Zach Lowe who had a quote that basically said, Kevin Durant is the most plug-in playable player we've ever seen. You don't have to adapt anything to him. He already just adapts it.
Right.
Oh, all right. Let's pick a name. All right. By the way, do we want to send a message to the question askers?
This was the worst question asked of every show ever. This is an F.
Oh shit! I personally didn't feel that way. I thought the questions were decent.
I feel like I said 20 words tonight. Like speaking of like Durant being rested, my voice is well rested right now.
Brack's ball cards said more words than any of us tonight.
No, we got a lot of the same questions.
Yeah. Mo says we should call this "Where Are the Good Questions?" That's not bad. That's not.
All right, go through the questions, or go through the titles.
All right. Never give up. I don't know what context that comes from.
Lauren says we should go with we're misogynists.
No, we're not going to do that, Lauren.
That was someone saying they're never going to get first in the chat.
Yeah. Oh, right. Solutionism. I don't feel like pounding my Honda.
I knew that was going to come back to haunt me.
Mm-hmm. The stock market needs a new name. Headquarters of crypto dick butts.
That's pretty good.
Make simple fixes great again. Please discuss Top Shot.
No, you have to say no at the end of that.
And then ... no. We ran out of advice. That's not bad. It's not a comedic one, but it kind of fucking is the theme of this show.
Yeah, because it was like we just didn't have any answers anymore.
Yeah, we ran out of advice.
That's a good one.
I think that might be the way. And then some other ones I wrote down is quit painting on each other. And
you wrote that down after you came up with your own little funny, hilarious pun. Good for you.
Yep, I did. I said I like that one. All right. I vote for we ran out of advice because that is the theme of the show. Christina?
We have no more answers.
No. What if we just fucking stop the show after this episode? We just say we call this one "We Ran Out of Advice" and then just never did another one again.
Mohammed says ran out of questions too.
That's not Mohammed.
Oh, I saw Kobe and I didn't even look at the rest of I thought it was Kobe 81, 13, 1996, 23, 13.
Right. Well, after this week's episode, there's only 2 Fridays until the Mint. So, Mint Collective is coming up. Hope to see lots of you guys there. And we'll see you guys. Maybe we won't. See you guys next week.
Might be the last one.
We're reaching the top. A lot has changed since Card Ladder began. We started with 500 cards in our database, and now we have over 3 million cards and over 30 million sales.
For anyone asking who is the best, we putting our hands up.
With Card Ladder's sales history feature, we have virtually every card in our system. If the card you are looking for ever sold on one of these platforms, you can find it using Card Ladder's sales history, and you can add a card to your collection with just one click.
My time, none of you people can tell me to stop.
Plus, every card, no matter the last time it's sold, has an estimated value that we calculated using our state-of-the-art player indexes. Unlike other apps, when you see Card Ladder's verified checkmark, that means a researcher personally vetted each and every sale.
We know what it takes to be reaching the top.
We know what you want, because Card Ladder was created by collectors for collectors.
Know what it takes to be reaching the top.
Join the innovators, not the imitators. Card Ladder 2.0, constantly innovating. Try it for free. See why Card Ladder is the industry leader in sports card data.
We know what it takes to be reaching the top.
Card Ladder 2.0.